Hi all. So today we are going to have a video demonstration on our assignment 2. So we are from the group 8. So today we are going to discuss and analyze the importance of port scanners, performing the port scanning using both applications. So we are going to discuss the strength and the weakness of each scanner. So I will start the first part of my demonstration. So first of all, let's discuss about the port scanners. So to begin with, the port scanners, port are such points from where data communication occurs and scanning. So such ports helps to identify which ports are safe or vulnerable. So it's because it provides information such as what services are running in the network, which users own the services, whether anonymous logins are allowed or not, and what network services requires authentication at that port. So if intruders find the weak ports, then they can sniff into the computer network and access and steal the proprietary data. So this is a dark side or bad part of the port scanners. Thus, the network administration used it to identify such network vulnerabilities and lead pathways to secure the network. So during the scan process, multiple packets of data are being sent to evaluate whether the ports are open, closed, or filtered. If the port is open, servers respond to the request. Similarly, if the port is closed, server also responds back. However, no application or service exists to process the request. Lastly, if the port is closed, it means the firewall or antivirus program restricts the request for connection. Moving forward, often open ports are considered risky and hackers come to check the closed ports if anytime the application or service open and they could get access to it. But most importantly, what we need to understand is that all these vulnerabilities exist because of misconfigured server and network security rules. Along with that, unpatched and vulnerable software leads companies to service exploitations. Thus, such scanning processes are very important as helps to figure out the network issues and resolve the service exploitation. So the next part of the video demonstration will be continued by my friend. Thank you.
Thanks, Madhikari. So first, let me share the screen so everyone will gonna see it out. So first, using the Nmap, I wanna scan one IP with the address 192.168.1.1. At the same time, I want to pop into the Angry IP scanner and I want to provide IP address the 192.168.1.1. So we are scanning on the both scan platforms. The result is already here for the Nmap, and out of 1000 ports, it says 993 ports are filtered. It means the firewall has blocked 993 ports and 7 ports are open, and the respective details are here. Similarly, on the right-hand side, the Angry IP scanner provided us the details saying 5 live hosts and they are with like only 1 open ports. So the Angry IP scanner is scanning only 100 ports at a time, whereas the Nmap is using 1000 ports at a time. So for second part, I'm gonna scan a domain, let's just say facebook.com. And on the right-hand side, the Angry IP scanner, I wanna put www.facebook.com. So on the left-hand side, we already got the information related with the domain facebook.com, which says port 80 and port 43 with TCP connection, and both states are open and the service with HTTP and HTTPS. And on the right hand side, we get the information out of 100 ports. It says only one port is open and there are 3 live hosts on it. After that, I want to use the nmap command to scan a particular port. Let's just say port number 80 for a particular network 192.168.1.1. What it actually does is for a particular port, it will identify whether the port is open or closed. We cannot use the same command on the other side. So nmap is more advantageous to this point. Also, we can use the range option in order to identify the ranges of port, whether they are open or closed or filtered. For that, we just say nmap -p and give the port, let's say 80. What's the range up to? We can use 443. And for a particular IP, let's just say 168.1.1. And here, what we are basically doing is we are scanning ports from port 80 to 443, and we get 80, port 80 is open, port 133 is 39 is open, and 443 is open. And we can't use the same options on the right hand side, so it is also like overweighting the Angry IP scanner for this one. Again, if you want to do the fast scan, that is possible. It is possible for nmap. We can use nmap -v for a particular nmap -f fast scan for a particular IP. So it gives us the fast scan. So this is the result for that. And after that, we can use, there are various scanning types for the port. So I want to use the TCP and UDP scan. If we want to do a TCP scan, what we just need to do is nmap, type nmap -s and capital S. It is also called the stealth scan. Let's just put the IP address 192.168.1.1. So what it basically does is to establish a TCP connection, there must be a three handshake connection, but it only does 2 handshake connection, and this scanning type is called stealth scan. We can also do the UDP scan, and what we can do for that one is nmap -s U, and for a particular port, let's just say port 80, we want to do a stealth scan, provide the particular IP address 1.1. So it says port 80 is open, and this one is the UDP scan for us. And similarly, moving forward, if we want to know more details about the remote devices or remote hosts, let's just say nmap -v and put the IP address of the respective device, what you want to use, what you want to know the information about. So it is giving us more details here, like which port is open, which port is assigned to the particular IP. Here we have only like applied only one IP, so it is the details are all related to one IP. And finally, I want to talk about how to know the ports are restricted by using the firewall or anti-malware system. So for that, we just write nmap -s capital A and provide the particular IP. So what it actually does is it tries to help identify whether that selected port is blocked by the firewall or intrusion system or not. Here, out of 1,000 ports, it says all of the ports are unfiltered, means the firewall is not blocking any ports. However, this message could be understood as the ports might be open or the ports might be closed. From here, we can surely tell that nmap is more advantageous and detailed than the Angry IP scanner. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak. So from here, I'm going to cover about the strength and weakness of the scanner that my friend discussed just before. So we have two scanners here, Nmap and Angry IP scanners. Mainly, I'm going to discuss about the Nmap only. The first thing is the strength of Nmap. It is extremely versatile TCP port scanning tools, and it has the service or the operating system which helps in the detection of capabilities. And it also has the ability to integrate with GenMap GUI, creating a visual network map, while it can also store the information on particular nodes in a network. Similarly, it also consists of the built-in NEC scripts for testing possible network threats and vulnerability discovery, and even the exploitation in some cases. And it also have other options for the firewall evasion. And the other strength of Nmap is it has various types of output formats that allow the parsing and processing of results by other programs like XML, Griffable, and it also consists of the copious amount of documentation on using techniques and scripts. So these are the strength of Nmap. On the other hand, it also has some of the weakness. They are that it consists of the NSE scripts which are written in the LUA rather than a less obscure language like Python or Ruby, which leads to make it extending and customizing the Nmap's capabilities more work than it ought to be, which leads to us for us to difficult to learn and master. And if the scan range isn't limited, then the command will take long time to complete. So this is the other weakness of Nmap. Similarly, it has the syntax which leads us confusing to understand, and the port scans are also very loud. The other weakness of Nmap is the scanning is weaker devices, and the congested networks can sometimes cause an unintentional DOS or network slowdown as well. So these are the strength and weakness of Nmap. The other scanner is covered by my other friend. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much. So I'm gonna discuss about the strength and weaknesses about the other scanner, that is Angry IP scanner. As already Deepak shows by the practical work that there are like much advantages of NAP as rather than the Angry IP scanner. So I'm just gonna like give overview for that. So firstly, I will discuss about the strengths. So Angry IP scanner, it is an open source software, and it is multi-platform. So Windows, Mac OS, and Linux versions are available. And also it is capable of performing port scans. So, and other thing is like it is multi format export capabilities like text, XML, and so on. So it has only less strengths. So I will discuss about the weaknesses. On the other hand, it uses Java plugin, which often possesses security hole and can increase the risk of malware infection. And also, it provides less information and option than Nmap. So already, it's like given like the strengths and weaknesses for on the behalf of both Nmap and IP scanner. So next part we'll discuss by the Lakshmi. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupinder. I'm going to discuss about which scanner is best among Nmap and the Angry IP. From my point of view, I will recommend Nmap scanner. There might be various reasons behind it. First of all, it's because Nmap uses the raw IP packets in such an ideal way to determine which hosts are available on the network and what kind of services such as application name and versions and those hosts are offering. Um, those hosts are offering and what kind of operating system and the versions that are running on the platform. Moreover, they also describe what type of packet filters and firewalls are in use, and like many of the other characteristics. However, talking about Angry IP scanner, it simply pings each IP address to check if it's alive or not. After that, it's optionally resolves its host name, determines the MAC address, scans and ports, etc. Moreover, Angry IP Scanner lacks so-called still scanning feature, which Nmap has. Thus, from my point of view, Nmap has plethora of options for optimizing network vulnerability testing than Angry IP. So I would recommend Nmap. Thank you. That's all for our presentation.